All right, hello, welcome back. So we are working with the Monarchy rites, brought over here from the Andes Mountains in the Amazon with Alberto Villoldo and the Four Winds Society. Today's class, we're going to go into Rite 9, the rites to come. This is the Creator's Rite. You can download this booklet on our Facebook group. It says the Monarchy Rites, Mystical Institute. Once I accept your access, it just says like join if you want to join. So you'll push join, and then I'll accept you, and then it's under files. All right. So the Creator's Rite holds stewardship for all of creation. This rite, previously transmitted rarely and only directly from spirit to humans, was brought forth and gifted to the Inca elders in the Andes during the summer of 2006. It now offers us the possibility of human-to-human transmissions for all of those who find ourselves called to this work and are prepared to take on the gift of love and responsibility it entails. With this final rite of the Monarchy, we awaken the God light within ourselves and acquire stewardship for all of creation. From the tiniest atom within a grain of sand to the largest cluster of galaxies within the expansive universe. And I love this picture. The Creator opens up the opportunity to realize at a cellular level that Spirit is not only acting through us, but as us. We can consistently access that plane of oneness and recognize that it does not reside outside of us. That it is and always has been within us, newly awakened from its dormant state and ready for service to the highest good of all. This rite is unlike all previous rites. So to begin, the protege gives their pie stone to the mentor. So if you already have one, you're going to give it to the mentor when you start, because we're going to activate it with the Creator's Rite energy when we give it back to you. And for some, it's, if you don't already have one at this point, which most people do because they've been giving the rites already, so you need one to be able to do that. But if you haven't given a rite yet and you've taken all of the rites and you want to get your pie stone, just I invite you to hold it up to the screen when the time comes when we're doing the transmission. And you can do it right now if you want to. And what we're going to do is we're going to count to 3, and then we're going to tap. 1, 2, 3, tap, tap, tap. So I am imbuing your pie stone with the Creator's Rite energy, but we'll do that again. So have it with you in the second video when we do the transmission. Often this is the gifting rite. So the mentor and the protege will exchange a gift. It's tradition. So the mentor opens personal sacred space and encompasses the protege within. So opening Verakota, and then opening up like a W. We're going to call in the Creator to come. Standing behind the protege and then placing the hands on the shoulders to encourage balance of the masculine and the feminine energies. And then the mentor places the pie stone on the crown, making a tube-like formation and blowing down through the chakra system to prepare for transmission. And then the mentor now sits facing the protege, so I'm facing you. And placing both hands on their heart center, attunes to the energies of the Creator. Holding the intention of attuning the protege, the mentor leaves one hand on the heart and the other hand to the belly for the attunement to take place. The mentor returns the hand to the heart chakra and repeats this process for the protege at the heart and at the third eye level. Hold on, I lost my place. So holding the intention of attuning the protege, the mentor leaves one hand on the heart and places one hand on the belly, the heart chakra, and the third eye. So with both hands on the heart center, the mentor affirms their intention of transmitting this rite to the protege. And again, holding the intention of transmitting this rite, removing themselves from the process, allowing the Creator to work through the mentor. So the mentor leans forward and foreheads are touching, remaining in this position to allow the transmission to take place. So in the video, we can etherically connect foreheads. And again, these were given spirit to person. So even though we're on the video, you can envision the Creator's forehead just reaching down through the screen and touching your forehead like that. Metaphorically speaking. So, all right. So the mentor releases the protege and returns to the upright positions with both hands on the heart and allows the Creator to complete the work and withdraw. The mentor takes the pie stone now and places it in the protege's cupped hands like this. And it can be on either side or in the middle, wherever it lands is fine, but in the cupped hands like this. And holding the protege's hands within their own. So cupping like this. Recognizing the equality that now exists between them and releasing them, the mentor blows into the former protege's hands. So this is symbolic in the representation of releasing them to the joys and the responsibilities of becoming a mentor in their own right and serving of their former relationship as tutor-pupil. The mentor places the former protege's hands, still holding the pie stone, to their heart center in the prayer position, and the mentor returns their own hands to the prayer position of their own heart, and then the mentor closes sacred space. So it's like this. And then the mentor would close the protege's hands and then bring it close to the heart. And then the mentor would come back to their heart. So you're on your heart with your hands like this, and I'm over here with my heart in my hands like this. And then the mentor would close down the Viracocha and say, you've just been given the Creator's Rite. So it's a very beautiful process. There were times before I received this rite that I had experiences that I'm going to share with you. It's hard to explain this one. So I was on vacation. I was in a third world country, and there was a man there who was very upset, and he came to, I don't know, he just like needed to tell somebody what was going on. And he found me and my husband, and we were in a swimming pool, and he decided to just share with us what was happening in the world there. And I was really moved by it. I went home and back to my room, and I didn't know what to do with the information. It was almost devastating to hear what this man had to share with me, and I wanted to do something. And so I really, really connected with who I am, after receiving the Creator's rites in the here and now, and I was able to move through time and reach up into the energy that I knew existed somewhere that I just hadn't attained yet. I just had this feeling that this was supposed to happen. I was there for a reason. I was supposed to do something about this, even though I was just this one person. And I don't know if anyone remembers those commercials, I'm only one person, what difference can I make? It was this commercial that came around when I was a kid, and then you saw all these people lighting a candle, or lighting a lighter, or lighting a candle, and you saw all of these lights all through the screen. It was a commercial on television, and I remember it really, really clear as day. That if we're all holding our light, then we can make a difference, right? So I knew that I could tap into that collective consciousness, and that there was a reason, that was bigger than me. And so I did that. I connected in with the connective consciousness, and I could see the fabric of this belief system or this behavior that was going on in the world at that time that was sick and that needed to heal. And I was able to tap into this creator energy and this light. And I remember it wasn't being guided by me, but it was being guided through me. So that's what they're talking about. And I opened up and I allowed this light to move through me. And I used my vision to be able to see what the creator was showing me and what was happening. And so I felt this blast of light moving through me and moving, and I could see some people weren't ready for it and it would just go right over them. And some people really wanted it and they were just absorbing it and crying out, thank you. And, like they were praying and just receiving this light that they were praying for and that they had desperately wanted. And it was blowing my mind. I mean, I watched it just go through families and through farmland and through, workers and all these different people that were experiencing this same thread of humanity, this consciousness that they were ready to shift. And it was really heavy too. There was a lot of heaviness in there as well. And that's what the light was moving. And it was giving everybody this opportunity to shed some of that energy and to raise their vibration. And I just broke down crying. It was so intense to experience that. I felt it through my whole being, and it was incredibly powerful and fulfilling and beautiful. Exhausting. I was tired. That was enough for one day, but I never forgot that was a thing, and that we can tap into the collective consciousness and be there when there's something like that going on in the world. And that's what light workers can do. We can plug in and we can be a light from our station, is what I like to call it, all over the world. And there's these very special days where all of us will get together, on the equinoxes or on the solstices or on the full moons and the new moons, where there's people all over the world who are doing this and they're connecting this way. So it is a beautiful thing. There's a lot of reverence to doing this type of work. Another thing I'd love to share with you about it is often we'll be healing something that just seems monumental to us when we're healing it ourselves in our own bloodlines, in our own karma. And what Spirit will show me at times with other people and in my own process work is there are times when light workers are placed in dark situations because their soul knows how to ascend through some of these heavier topics of human evolution. So a light worker or somebody who's able to bring in these rites will, volunteer to have that be their station, and they'll go into places where there's hardship. And while they're there, they'll experience hardship, but they'll also know how to deal with it on some level. There's a part of them that has this inner awareness that they're there for a reason and that they're supposed to do something. And the information, when we give you the Creator's rites, and when we give you all of these rites and all kinds of interactions with your spirit guides, with your soul, with the Creator, with your higher self, there will be these awakenings that will happen where you'll start to have glimpses of what it is that you're supposed to do at the right time, at the right moment, with the right person. It'll happen, right? Everybody has these moments of serendipity. Well, we're turning the volume up on that, and we're giving you a name for it. We're helping you to understand that, yes, we are doing this, and we're not unconscious of it anymore. We are conscious of it now. So, like I did this morning, okay? I was healing something for my own soul history, and when I got to this end of it, and I remember just thinking, wow, I mean, this is big, right? And they were showing me that exact story. They were showing me how the Creator will go into separation and go into these bodies, and we all have this spark of divinity that we bring into these situations. And they'll show me, even when you were here, this was happening, this light was here. And when you heal this in this place, it sends a ripple effect out to the other soul energies that are stuck. And if you can actually move through that sludge, you create a pathway for others to follow and to be able to move out of that sludge as well. And it helps the ascension process for not just us, but for the collective. And that's how I've been working with the rite myself. And I'm always, we are always hopefully learning from our mistakes lifetime after lifetime, and learning that the best manifestation is co-creation, is when we are in alignment with what would be in the highest good of all concerned, not necessarily what's going to serve just you or just me, but something that's not going to accrue karma, something that's going to help us to, leap out of that life and death and rebirth cycle of, revolving lessons, that go around and around and around. We're going to go outside of that cycle and take that jaguar leap into wisdom, and show us how to move beyond death, like the jaguar teaches, out of those cycles. And hopefully when we're manifesting, we're doing it that way. We're not doing it in a way that, is going to make us rich or get us the love that we think that we want, because oftentimes when we do get those things, they aren't as fulfilling as the things that are meant for us, or the things that we have truly earned. And so what we really want is the fulfillment that comes from being on our path, being on the path that our specific soul is meant to be on. You might see someone else's path and think, wow, I want that path. That looks amazing, right? But if we try to go do that other person's path, it's not going to feel the same way for us. We want to find out what our path is, and what our lessons are, and what our next step is, and what our destiny is, and all of that. That's what's really going to bring that happiness that you really want. It's going to make you feel full. So having the Creator's rites, to me, is a reminder of that. It doesn't mean that I get to go and make decisions that are unhealthy for myself or for others because now I have the Creator's Rite. That's not what we're talking about at all. We're talking about being able to tap into that higher wisdom and that collective consciousness, that when you are confused and you are in a situation, that there really is this magnificent creator energy that we can bring into these threads of consciousness and heal things. Aho.